You want to say something? All right, go ahead. Then
And you can't only the box. No, don't worry.
no.
Maybe as online. Are you done?
I was just saying that it sounds good on paper.
We need to break the bottle now.
Yeah, but how?
Exactly. And that's what I think
How?
that's what I'm saying.
Because you want to tell us the house.
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell us the house.
You have the
Let's
house.
hear some of
Well,
these.
not exactly, but something that would work.
Okay.
First I would appreciate everyone for coming.
Your name, sir?
My name is Nim Fakeye. This is my first time being here, and I'm happy I'm having this opportunity to be here. It's something that we get to do personally on our own private side, talking about business and how we can all grow in this funny place called Nigeria. I've had, in my little time of doing business, say 15 years now, I've had to do one thing after the other, and I've had to live through funny experiences. I differ in the school of thought, that's for sure speed. I'm a dreamer and also a realist. There's a balance between both. The balance there is this. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. Let us not lie to ourselves. Number two, you have to know what is going to feed your family, because that's the first thing. So there has to be, you have to be in a way ruthless to make profit. Number three is that it is when you build the endoskeleton that you can flesh it up. You can't flesh up air. I see a lot of very interesting companies now that are so beautiful on the outside, but they sell nothing. Either due to fundings or whatever it is. I've not even gotten the concept of how that bullshit, sorry. thing that they say they do and all. But you're seeing
Modern day Yahoo.
you get my point. So I feel it is kind of hard when we restrict ourselves as entrepreneurs. Oh, I do financial management, and then it must be in this way. No. We know the rules are there. How can you work? What are the opportunities that are available that you can bend yourself to or bend towards? There has to be a bend. It is when you're too rigid, saying, oh, this is what I have to do, or this is what I want to do. I am not ready to look at society, I'm not ready to look at this. They have to bend, I have to go in lobby and the likes, that you get into problems. I would give a very short. I started from construction. I supplied sand, granite, all forms of earth materials. I supplied trucks for big projects and less. And they almost sent me to my village. I experienced all forms of things. I became an alcoholic in the process because you couldn't sleep to get way bill from a driver. If you sleep, someone else will collect it and your money is gone. And there's something we call in Yoruba, Gbomule Lantern. What it means is the money, the loan is on the per second billing that you have to get and you have to pay back at the time, or they would. It has not gotten to this point where they send your family members text messages, but they will frustrate the living daylight out of you. And those are the kind of money you need to run this kind of businesses. And then you still have the spiritual part you have to fight again, because the person supplying sand with you believes that you are doing better. So
He has locked you in the box.
yes. So you have the NRC flying all around. You get my point. And at the point, I studied the business at that time, and I noticed that okay, most of the people that were in this business didn't have structure. That was what was lacking. We would see a lot of them say they've gotten this contract and this, and they've not been, okay, how can I get money to do this job? And then I brought in the money, and then I found out that people were the problem themselves. And there was no way you could bring structure into that structure except you had the money to buy the trucks yourself. I didn't have the money at that time. So nobody told me. I left the business and went another route. Do I still have interest in machinery and equipment leasing? Yes, I do. But I cannot afford it now. I have to feed my family, I have kids, I have a wife. So for that reason, while I was doing that and I was getting stipends, I started channeling my way out to find something else that would be profitable. And that was what led me into export of agro commodities. And that is what has sustained me. Now I'm reviving the dream of going back into that because I can now afford, I can now play at the point where they will be the one coming to meet me. That is what entrepreneurship is about. Finding a way in the midst of madness.
Do you want to share something? Yeah.
Okay, Benjamin.
Benjamin, sorry.
Yes. It's good that we are looking at what we all face as entrepreneurs. I think a good starting point is for us to also understand what the real issues are. We need to do a deep dive of what are the real problems. It might vary from industry to industry and the kind of business we do. But if you understand what are the real problems we all face, then we can start to look at solution. So somebody mentioned regulation the other time. Yeah, I think for a long time, and even like Ayo said, for a long time we seem to separate entrepreneurs from the decision-making process, even policies that affect us. And it's not just working. We cannot isolate ourselves from the decision-making process, but we formulate policies and regulation that will eventually affect our business. So you mentioned a valid point. How do we even get involved in the decision-making process? People sit down there and they make regulations, they make policies that will affect our business. At the end, they are the ones that will suffer it. So how do we get them to even recognize us and say, look, you can no longer take us for granted. If you say the economy depends on the entrepreneurs, the small scale business, then they should even be the ones that will determine the policy that are developed. They should be the ones influenced. Like you said, the American system, they were the ones that even determine the policy that are developed for our country. You cannot go and pass the education in America without considering the interest of the entrepreneurs or those who have the businesses. But I think here the reverse is the case. So the question is, how do we get that? How do we fix that? The people who are in charge of making policies or regulation, they are not really interested in business or are interested. But how do we get that fixed? Like somebody said, the foundation, the structure is not there. You go into that. I started with a bakery business. Yeah, like my brother said. I started a bakery business. After about 2 years, I had to business.
Why?
I'm looking for. Look, the other, now currently, I understand Bakers Association, because they are looking at this, the reality on ground is they cannot even operate in this kind of environment. So what do? They want to go on strike and say, look,
We've already gone on strike.
So yeah, go on strike. The question is, why are they going on strike? I think that brings us to what the guy said the other time. We need to do something that will make the government, recognize that these people are important. But going on strike, again, who are the ones that will suffer?
It's like it's only men. It's only men that have challenges in business. Women, you can have business. Yeah, okay. We need to talk. One house. Bad lineup.
We are building points for
You're sitting at the back of the class. I used to be there too.
Okay, go
Good
ahead.
afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Toyin. So I keep hearing that entrepreneurs are the ones that will build the economy. But in Nigeria here, we know that our main source of income is not what we are doing, it's oil. So we are comparing ourselves with America, where things are a bit different because they have, entrepreneurs and all good business and all. They export their goods and all. Here we barely make things for us to survive with. If, for instance, I make crochet wear, if I make my product and say I want to export, and someone else, let's say that America, and she brings her product. So one, our same Nigerian, they want to buy hers compared to mine. Nobody wants to buy a bad product, anyway they are almost similar to the original. So I keep hearing, I just want to be sure that I'm hearing correctly that our major source of income, maybe are the ones that are going to build the country, but it's not the same. America or UK is different from Nigeria. Our source or where our government gets the money from is from oil, not what we do.
But that's not sustainable.
So
And that's why I said that ship has sailed.
Yes, now.
If I may,
That's not more
Yes.
sustainable.
Yes.
Oil is not more
Kings of way again. Your point is some from abroad sent down here, left from abroad. Why did you send yours over there? Why is there?
No.
Because people carry even noodles,
You know,
Indomie noodles,
Yeah.
as the fact it weighs more than their clothes to send abroad.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, we comparing America, the environmental analysis, let me use that word, Nigeria and US, where like in UK, let me use UK, their income is based on taxes. They're relying on the tax they get from your business. Nigeria is not the same.
And that's why we
No,
have
but
this
so-
problem.
so
That's why
my
the
question
government
Right
is
now,
not working.
our point right now is based on the fact that
My-
as our own business, she is saying that people would prefer to buy abroad.
That was just an aside. That was just an aside.
That's like 10% of what she's saying. The main issue is we think that the government gets revenue from us. They actually don't. They are trying to build it.
saying it earlier.
They are trying to build it, but it's actually what? And let me tell you where this plays out. I'm always very frustrated when, and I'm sure I'm in the right room, when there's public holiday. Maybe it's only Florence I'll be happy to because she'll not run diesel. But the average entrepreneur does not like public holidays.
I don't like it.
Yes, because you only make money when people come to work and put in effort and there's
When you are sleeping, you are
But
working.
why would the government give you Monday, Tuesday for holiday that was on Saturday? Because oil does not go on break.
I'm one person.
Think about it.
Ghana
Every
is
day,
just a day.
every day,
That's
oil
every
is being
day.
exported in this country, whether there's holiday or not. I'll tell you that if our taxes really counted, right, and our GDP was divided by the number of working days, as an example, government can say every day we give these guys a holiday, we lose $2.5 million in potential taxes. You guys ain't getting no holiday. Please go to work. If it falls on Saturday, observe it on Saturday. Do you understand what I'm saying? I read somewhere that Nigeria is the country that has the third highest number of public holidays in the world, and we are the first two are tourism-based economies. So they need the holidays to drive the
attract
economy.
more
We
tourists.
are not tourism-based. We have the third highest.
So our
It
problem
makes
is-
sense. Thank you very much.
You see, this boils down to, I've been privileged to sit down with some of these decision makers. You find out that a lot of them are sincerely novice.
Clueless.
They are clueless. I mean, you can't give what you don't have.
Exactly.
So it's like my brother telling me I should tell him how to bake a bread. I eat bread. Do you understand? So imagine me, because of the influence I have, and then look for ways to sack him to run his bakery. Do you understand? I would want it down. It's the reason why I said before now I can't tolerate them. I can't stand a typical public office holder. Do you understand? You can't engage them in any conversation. They will.
They are so far away from the
Do you get what I'm trying to say? But the truth, as it is right now,
Lecture.
sorry, please. As it is right now, when Mogali showed up, that he was contesting for presidency. You know, another thing about us in this country, I think it's getting better, is that this guy is intelligent too. This guy will do that, but will he win? I can't win. So we say this guy cannot win. I can't waste my vote. Why we believe that, of course, these guys have built an institution that is almost hard to crack. They understand how to win an election. The politician once told me that a lot of politicians, they don't plan a year before election. They would have planned 8 years or 10 years before any election. So they have everything, well.